What kind of video games do you like?
I don't know if I can give you the names of them because the ones that I really like, I used to play when I was,
A kid?
well, no, as an adult.
Like Donkey Kong?
Yeah, that one and some others and
Mario?
Mario and there was the war one or the battleship one and
Like God of War?
Pong. That's another one I loved. The newer ones I haven't learned. Probably the ones in the last 6 years.
Mary, I'll tell you, I used to play video games. When I was a young person, I played video games as often as I could. Atari, Intellivision, ColecoVision, you name it. The Smurfs? Oh, did I play the Smurfs.
I played James Bond in college, and I got addicted to it. I wasted a lot of my time.
Well, I don't play video games. I don't really like them. The last video game system I had was the original Nintendo. Oh no. And we had it, and I had to share it with like my brothers and sisters, so I never got to play. But other than that, now I get to see Wii because we have one in here. But I still don't play it.
On video games, I'm not very good at video games. My son is wonderful at them.
You know, I like the simulations. I like the ones where it's something that I'd like to know how to do, like ski or golf or play tennis or drive fast or fly or something like that. So I like the ones that test me in something that I want to do.
Every 2 out of 5 students own more than 20 video games. That's almost 500 games owned by just 23 students alone.
Because boys seem to like the violence in video games. I'm not saying girls don't play it, but boys play it a lot more than girls do. These boys seem to have more of an interest towards video games. While some girls prefer fashion and stuff like that.
I would have said in the past boys, but now I think it's pretty equal. And I think it's because they've developed a lot of games for young women, for young girls, and they're tailored specifically to that gender. So I think it's on the increase.
I think boys do. Well, because they tell me that during the week that they're playing video games all the time. And instead of reading, that's what they do.
My guess is that boys play video games more. Judging by the writing that I see in my language arts classes, my male students seem to write about playing video games far more often than my female students.
In my experience, for people my age and students in my classrooms, it seems like boys play them more. And I think they play them more because it seems like in a lot of the video games, the males are the lead characters, and boys statistically like science fiction more than girls, and so a lot of the things are fantasy. Also, I have a friend who worked for a video game company, and there was one in the whole company, there was 1 out of 100 people who made the video games was a woman. So it was 99 men and 1 woman making the video games. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. They're just more interested in the whole industry.
And when I was in college, I wrote games for the computer, and the people that were writing games were mostly guys, so guys would write guy games for guys. And it was hard to write girl games for guys when you're a guy, and there wasn't any girls in the computer classes that I had. So I think that the more girls should get into computer classes so they can write games that girls would like to play.
Out of 124 characters in the video game studied, male characters outnumber female characters 13 to 1.
In these games, women were rescued or kidnapped 30% of the time, and although men were in occasional need of rescue, they were never saved by women.
I think some students play video games in order to get out of the guilt and hatred they feel for themselves because they haven't done their homework, they haven't passed their classes. And so rather than do physical harm to themselves, they play video games as a way to escape the reality of their own poor decision-making process. Although some students just play video games for fun.
For me, I think it's a good thing to help me keep going in my life because sometimes I'm having problems, and to make myself feel better, I just play games and have fun.
To me, they make my hands hurt. That's about it. And it makes me become more competitive with my dad because he's the one who I play video games with.
36% of American parents say they play computer games and video games. Further, 80% of gamer parents say that they play video games with their kids. 66% feel that playing video games has brought their families closer.